The AI automation gap, why Gartner expects 40% of agentic AI projects to fail, and what enterprises must do differently to actually achieve completion. Gartner recently published one of the clearest warnings yet about the future of agentic AI inside the enterprise. Their forecast is blunt. By 2027, over 40% of agentic AI projects will be canceled due to escalating costs, unclear business value, or inadequate risk controls. This is not a commentary on AI's potential. It's a commentary on execution. Enterprises are discovering in real time that agentic AI can act, but it rarely finishes the workflow in a way that meets the standards of a regulated business. And that gap between action and completion is exactly what's sinking these programs. The real reason agentic AI projects fail. Gartner notes that many organizations are misapplying agentic AI due to hype and agent washing, deploying agents in places where they are neither mature enough nor suitable. They warn that teams underestimate the complexity of creating the right environments for agents to operate efficiently and the technical debt associated with maintenance. This complexity shows up in the same predictable ways across industries of workflows that don't complete. Compliance steps skipped or applied inconsistently, data validations missed, decisions undocumented. Inconsistent CX requiring human cleanup, escalating integration costs, rising regulatory exposure. In other words, the agent can talk, reason, suggest, and trigger, not complete. Gartner's research makes this explicit. They emphasize that agentic AI lacks maturity to fully execute and achieve complex business goals with nuanced guidance, and that vendors frequently oversell agents into scenarios requiring predictable, auditable execution. That is the AI automation gap. The AI automation gap defined. The AI automation gap is the structural mismatch between what AI agents can do and what enterprises require. AI agents operate probabilistically. Enterprises require deterministic completion. Gartner's own analysis repeatedly warns that enterprises must understand when an agent is inappropriate. In fact, the report clearly states that a simple deterministic automation or any other AI practice can also be considered an alternative option, in many use cases now being framed as agentic. This line is the heart of the issue. Most enterprise workflows, claims, payments, onboarding, FNOL, identity, account servicing, don't just need intelligence. They need guaranteed, compliant, step-by-step completion. That is not what agentic AI provides today. Gartner's decision framework maps directly onto the automation gap. In Gartner's Figure 3, Decision Considerations for Agentic AI, the conditions under which agentic AI is not appropriate include high-risk workflows, strict accuracy requirements, predefined environments, regulatory exposure, complex multi-step sequences that must execute without deviation. In these scenarios, Gartner explicitly directs product leaders toward deterministic approaches rather than free-running agents. These decision criteria are identical to the conditions that expose and widen the AI automation gap. When workflows cannot tolerate deviation, hallucination, step skipping, or compliance drift, probabilistic agents are the wrong tool. Enterprises who miss this distinction end up in the 40% failure bucket. Why Callvu fills the gap Gartner is describing. Gartner's research offers not only a warning but a roadmap, and it aligns exactly with the architecture Callvu provides. 1. Deterministic execution where agents are unsafe. Gartner stresses that many agentic use cases should instead use deterministic automation. Callvu's completion and compliance layer is that deterministic layer. Mode A. Micro apps enforcing strict step order, required fields, identity checks, disclosures, document uploads, and audit trails. Mode B. Back-end deterministic execution, ensuring each step, validation, and disclosure runs programmatically and cannot be bypassed. Where Gartner says use deterministic automation, Callvu provides the enterprise-grade version of it. 2. Control for high-risk, high-accuracy workflows. Gartner flags high-risk workflows as poor candidates for agentic AI. These are exactly the workflows Callvu is built to complete safely and consistently. 3. A way to use agentic AI without exposing the organization. Gartner does not reject agents, they reject their misuse. Callvu allows enterprises to keep the AI agent as the conversational or reasoning layer while ensuring that the agent cannot break the workflow, the agent cannot violate compliance, the agent cannot skip required steps, the agent cannot produce incomplete or non-auditable work. This is the architectural fix the report implies but does not name. 4. A path to stable, repeatable ROI. Gartner notes that unclear business value and rising costs drive cancellations. Both are symptoms of incomplete or unreliable execution. When every workflow completes correctly and safely, even when initiated by an AI agent, ROI becomes predictable. This is what eliminates the failure modes Gartner forecasts. The bottom line. Gartner's research confirms what enterprises are already experiencing. Agentic AI fails where completion is mandatory. The report's warnings about escalating costs, unclear value, and inadequate risk controls all stem from the same root cause. Enterprises are deploying agents without a deterministic completion layer underneath. Callvu is that layer. It turns probabilistic agent behavior into guaranteed, compliant, auditable completion. And that's the difference between being part of Gartner's 40% failure statistic or the cohort that finally makes agentic AI work at enterprise scale.